Hey everyone. So I'm officially gonna go back to 2017, 2016, 2015, 14. How about every year of my life? I'm gonna take the best pieces of it, and that's the life I'm gonna live. And everyone else is not everyone else because there's no such thing as other people. It's just, oh God, I sound crazy. How do I explain this well, Kate? Like everybody's together in life. We're all living our separate lives, but at the end of the day, we're all part of the same race and everybody is so busy fighting with each other, and I think it's so stupid. And I mean, I get there's so much to fight about. I trust me, I get it. But I would really like to be able to just walk down the street and say hi to people. That'd be really nice. So that's my focus. Velvet Brown Eyes, how are you? Welcome on. Hey, I recognize your photo. I did get all of your requests. You know what I'm talking about? I really appreciate that. We're still kind of getting to know people, so that's gonna take. I used to let people into my life in the past, and it has created some of the most unhealthy scenarios. And you know, we're learning how to create healthy boundaries in our life, and we really appreciate you being here. But we are definitely learning how to. Um, they're not barriers; they're just boundaries. Is that I'm showing people my personal life, and it doesn't necessarily mean I always want them like talking to me on a personal level because with the level of social attention we do get, it's all the platforms together, whatever. Even if it's just a tiny bit, whatever the case is, people are apparently noticing us because I'm getting freaking text messages. People are calling my landlord, like everybody's interested, and I'm constantly, it's just constant. And so that's been happening for about 4 years. 3 years is the constant has been happening. And so it's time to finally recognize that and treat it for what it is. I have a fan base, and I've been totally disrespecting a very large fan base so heavily that they don't even watch me from my own show anymore. Now, half of that has to do with the fact that, what's it called? Half of that has to do with the fact that, what was I saying? Because I was a jerk about it to begin with. That's what most of that had to do with. But now I'm learning to not be a jerk about it because I have to let the fans be fans, the haters be haters, and only really like I'm trying to find the real people. But guys, realize that if I engage with the fans or talk about fans, that I have fans, I do have fans, and I also have haters. But just like the beginning, I'm looking for people who are normal, who are just trying to treat me like a normal human being. I am always in search of those people, but I'm no longer going to deny one side or the other, expecting to find the people in the middle. If I'm going to find the truth in other people, it starts by admitting the truth in myself. That I'm not good or bad. I'm pretty neutral. And I've done a lot of bad things and I've done a lot of good things. And it was only when I tried to be a good person or tried to not be a bad person. Ironically, when I tried to not be a bad person, that was when I did bad things. So, is it cold up there? Sandman, welcome on. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We got the heater running. It's a little chilly, but that's all right. Chloe, welcome on. Callie, Stacy, welcome on. How are you? So, it's very exciting. How's life? It's like on the upswing. And I mean, because I finally stopped caring. I finally realized that the only way that I can start caring about other people is if I care about myself first. And it's not that I don't care about other people, but I'm finally putting me first. And obviously that includes Kate in very large part because, for the past upswing is good. It is. For the past 4 years, 5 years, really, my life has just taken a really, like a long bout ahead of most people. And so now here with Kate, she is in her beginning stages, and I really have not been patient with that. And she also was extremely skeptical about me. And I let her skepticism affect my feelings. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have just taken charge, um, not proven to her, but shown her what I could do. And then slowly but surely, she would come to trust me. And I didn't do that. And so I think that's a big reason our relationship failed, is that I let other people convince me that I couldn't do it, when literally, because of me, in under 24 hours, we are able to pay rent if we want to with our own money. So, you know, that's it. I always say that, right? That's one of the, so, that's it. I do have a lot of my tendencies, but I'm human. We all have those things. You can't tell me you don't have a bunch of things you don't say. We all repeat ourselves. We all do. Um, Chloe says, I've heard that you're a bad person. I don't know if it's true. I've done bad things and I've done good things. I've done really, really good things and I've done really, really bad things. Um, but I'm finally realizing I only did those because I was trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm going to my grandparents' grave in Wilkes-Barre on Saturday. I think you told me that, Sandman. All right, don't answer them. What'd you ask? Oh, I'm sorry. Bumby. My brain is in 14 places. Guys, I'm going to do that. Sometimes I'm going to skip over a comment. Don't get salty with me. It's an accident. I swear. If I do that, or yeah, more than likely that. If you say something I don't like, I'm going to block you. If I don't read your comment, then I didn't see it. Is Kate going to be here too? She's right here. She's along the way. She just Caitlin has made some personal choices. She does not want to be on screen anymore. So, and that's the truth. Katie, you got a voice. You want to use it? Mm-hmm. And let them know.
It is not healthy for me to be on screen as of right now.
Yeah, she doesn't. Do you want to explain that? Because they could take that 14 different ways.
Okay.
But they're not going to believe it anyway, because I just got to let it go. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to take some confidence. And I'm going to give you here. Caitlin's safe. She's doing well. We're both doing very well. We're going through a lot of struggles right now. And yet life is finally on the upswing. It's really cool. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre, because it's like we're waiting for the next ball to drop, when the only ball left to drop was the ones we kept dropping on each other. So now that we're finally getting along and finding an equilibrium between the two of us and cutting everyone else out of the deal, because our love isn't a deal, but our relationship is a deal. You make deals in your relationship. What do you give up? What do you have? This is what we have. This is what we do. Maybe you don't make deals in a relationship, but I guess we don't either, do we? We're just trying to work together. We're not even working. We're just trying to cohabitate, trying to find a way to just get along, because we're so different. That's what we're doing. All right. Velvet, I don't like your vibe. Not a fan of the vibe. Bumby, I'm also not a fan of the negative vibe, but you're not being rude. You just felt hurt. So I get that. But throwing accusations out is rude. I didn't feel you were coming on creepy. I don't. It is creepy by a social standard, but it didn't creep me out, because I understand what you're feeling. To a degree. I mean, I'm not saying I know how you're feeling, but your relationship failed? No. We're chilling. Everyone does bad things. No one needs to judge. I appreciate that, but I hit a woman. So it's kind of like forgiveness is a necessity. The reason I did it was because I had worked so hard for what I had here and everything that I built. And the reason I crossed that line is because Caitlin had lied so heavily to you guys on screen to protect herself, and was willing to throw under the bus people who I was throwing under the bus with her on a level that was inappropriate. And then when they came screaming in the window, I couldn't figure out why. And then I'm getting blamed for it. And I'm probably still getting blamed for it. And now I know that I don't have the whole story. And that just really upset me. And so we got in a tussle and it wasn't good. We're moving on from that. And her staying off screen is a necessity because Caitlin is working through her feelings. She's working through this is all stuff, by the way, that Katie did put down on her own. She did she put this for me to read to you, but I'm deciding to tell you in my own words. That's what she's working through, is she's a pathological liar when she's scared. But honestly, I'm pretty sure most of us are pathological liars when we're extremely scared. I'm not. That's only because I made honesty the most paramount thing in my life. Because I used to be a pathological liar. But I never lied about important things. That's the difference. I let people tell me that I was some crazy bad guy because I said that I got in a fight with a bear instead of just saying that a bear came into my camp. Like, yes, I embellished the story. That's the worst I ever did. To this day, when I think about it, I think to myself, I'm like, okay, Jim, how much have you actually lied? That's the most I've actually lied. Seriously. I told you I hit my girlfriend. Like, I said that out loud. I am not a lying type of person. I am the most honest guy, probably honest, probably too honest. And you can ask Josh, you want to come here looking for secrets, you're not going to find secrets. You're going to find the truth, that I'm telling the truth online in front of you. There's no lies left to be had, and the worst lie I ever made was, like I said, I don't even remember. Like, that's like one. I can't even remember another story beyond the bear story that I actually made up. Now, there might be little fibs in here and there, and there might also be, miscommunications, but by far and large, I don't have all that much to own up to. And like, I'm finally accepting that within myself. Finally accepting that I really was a scared kid an adult, but I was a scared kid who was trying to do my best. And nobody gave me credit for that. Everyone was just so busy trying to find out what I was doing wrong. And I wasn't. I was trying to get it together. And I didn't fail at that. It was an experiment after experiment after experiment. And I have finally found the successful experiment. I take myself seriously, and everyone else will watch my life. And I'm grateful you're here with me. And if you'd like to be a part of my life, you will have to earn that, just like I have to earn the place in society that I'm going to earn. I have to earn that. So if you want to be friends with me, you have to earn my friendship, because I have to earn yours too. And we could pretend we're buddy and call each other friends, but that doesn't make us friends, right? We got to learn how to be friends. That matters. And now that I did something real bad, the people who are completely innocent, it's going to take that much more time for me to build trust with them, if ever. I think most of them will be good. We'll figure that out. But there are going to be some people who have been through a lot of trauma. They're just never going to be able to let that go. And I have to accept that. I have to accept that I have burned bridges with people, certain people that'll never be rebuilt. Never. Never. And that's just life. Like, sometimes there's no turning back. And I can't keep turning back the burnt bridges and pretending like I have the ability to rebuild them, because, well, quite honestly, I don't have the resources. But who knows? Maybe one day when I have the resources to rebuild that bridge, I might get granted the opportunity to do it. But realistically, I probably won't want to at that point, because I'm already not interested in it anymore. Because people that are actually innocent will see a guy like me, and they'll just see a guy that was hurt a lot. So yeah, because ironically, a lot of bad people took this fight to a platform where there's children. And I mean, they are actually trying to make a name for themselves. And here's what I'll tell you. I'll get like a comment on a video. That video gets taken down. It's a beautiful thing. Someone will mention me in video. Well, guess what? It's someone who has me blocked. And TikTok doesn't put up with that. And I don't think Periscope puts up with it either. I just think it's much more difficult to police a platform that's 100% live stream. And also, being an entity of Twitter, but not, that they have a separate team and their team is small. Sometimes that can be difficult. And so it's up to us broadcasters, those of us who are responsible, to stay vigilant and to own this platform and realize it is the Wild West. And it's not being taken seriously yet. It's true. But it may in the long run. And being on here right now is worth it because there are so many good people willing to have a conversation with one another. It's important for us to put down our guard for a minute and stop trying to use one another for content. Myself included. I think there's a lot of good here to be had. And when they took the fight to the children, what they didn't expect was the children to trust me. They thought the children were going to be scared and be calling me names. Children are innocent. Children, for the most part, really don't have a way to be bad. Like, they can misbehave and things like that, but ultimately they're not corrupt. And so when they see me, they know that I'm not corrupt. And it does not matter what anyone else says. They see my face and they trust me, and that's it. And no one else can change that. And I think that's why I'm finally coming to peace, because it is the younger generation that's saving me. They know me, and they know I'm good and I'm okay. That's what I was looking for from childhood, was just friends, just other innocent people that trusted me. And I was sheltered as a child, and I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to find those friends. And, these kids aren't going to be my friends, but at least they are innocent and they know I'm innocent. And they're sending me all these messages and I'm not even responding, because guess what I learned from you guys? Don't be talking to kids on the internet. I learned from you. So I don't. But when I'm live, I will, because it's a live stream and it's going to have to happen. But talking to a child in a private setting, if they're not my child, it's not a bad thing, but I don't want to say something to that kid that's going to contradict how their parents are raising them, because all that's going to do is drive them against their parents. And although I have a right to do that because it's a public platform and they reached out to me, I still see that as an invasion of their intellectual privacy, because as a child, they are susceptible. And so if I choose to engage with that and speak to them on a level where they're susceptible and they see me as anything more than a regular guy, then they're going to want to listen to me more than their own parents. None of us want that. Now, if they don't have great parents and are reaching out to me, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know. But it's coming. So I guess I'm going to have to figure that out. Did you learn from the bad things? I learn from everything. Absolutely. I do. I learn about myself. I learn about other people. I didn't know that I was capable of hurting anyone like the way that I did hurt Kate. I didn't think I was capable of that. And now I know that I am, which tells me, once an abuser, always an abuser. I have to stay on my toes with myself. I am most definitely capable of ending a life if it means saving my own. But my problem is I'm treating things that are not my human person as if they're my human person. That's delusion. So while Katie is off screen because she has trouble telling the truth, I have to stay on screen because realistically, I have to learn the fact that my career is not deciding whether or not I'm alive. I cannot let my career decide that I breathe. I'm breathing. And if I shut this thing off, I'm still alive and I'm okay. Which makes it extremely not okay to hurt someone else if my career is hurting. That's my responsibility to decide whether or not Caitlin should be on my platform right now. And we both agree that she shouldn't be. That's my responsibility. I've had the opportunity of so many responsibilities, and I've neglected most of them because I wanted to hold on to the past. I wanted to run back to church, or I wanted to run back to school, or I wanted to run back to medication, or I wanted to run back to families that aren't even mine, or, including my biological family, because society, I mean, they're at a point where there's such scrambled eggs. There's nothing I could do about it. I tried to reach out to my own sister, and she's trying to use me for content the very next video. And she thought I was dumb enough to believe that. And so for me, I just got to move on because my biological mom is going to spend the rest of her life trying to find justice for her husband. And she will not admit the fact that I'm sitting here with half a rib cage on one side, and a doctor didn't do that. And on the other hand, I was willing to negate the fact that there was a corrupt judge sitting in the seat, but I don't know. I don't know that half of it. But what I do know is that I'm missing a part of my body. And I refuse to believe anybody but myself. And here's my standpoint, that I can only think something because I don't know. I think that my father abused me, and that I did have some sort of deficiency, and then the doctors accidentally hurt me. And then they tried to cover it up. I think most parts of my mother's story are true. But the problem is, just like Caitlin, up until recently, when I put my foot down and I said, Caitlin, you must let me be responsible for my mistakes. I hit you, and you are still trying to hug me. We hold pinkies. This is the most physical touch that we have right now. What you're seeing, this is the most that you're allowed to see of Kate right now. This is the most physical touch we have right now. We do not have more right now. This is what we have. Because I have broken that trust. She speaks through physical contact. And I not only violated that, but I destroyed the trust that she has in me. She is terrified of me, and she has every right to be, because through her language, I broke our trust. And I know that now. I know that now. And why am I smiling? Because I'm in love, and I finally see just how wrong I was about her, and how wrong I was about myself, because I was willing to believe somebody else about me. I'm a good man. I'm a decent man. I'm a decent man. And people will call me weird for talking to kids when I hit the live stream on TikTok. They'll say I'm a predator. They'll say anything to deface me. And they'll all be wrong. And I'm going to make some mistakes. And I'm going to have to pay for them. But I am never again going to be judged for the decent things I do as a decent human being. Like keeping my commitment with the woman I love, and us working it out together day by day in an extremely rigorous fashion, where we do not hit each other. We do not use harsh words on purpose. We both use them on accident sometimes. We both will be sharp because we're scared and we're trying to figure it out. And yet, day by day, we are growing closer. And I don't know if that looks like that in the long run. I don't know if we're supposed to be together, but I did make a commitment, and I keep my commitments. And I will not break my commitment to Caitlin. That's it. She's not involved in that. I'm letting you know my truth. I will not break my commitment to Caitlin. I promised to love her and to take care of her. I proposed to her. I promised not to be her everything, but to be everything with her. That is a promise I cannot break, because that's always been who I am. And now that I finally have my other half, the only thing to do is move forward and love, and learn how to love better. Because I am not a psychopath. I'm not. I'm a guy willing to forgive myself for some really bad things, because I know that there's a lot more at stake if I don't forgive myself. I totally understand if you don't forgive me. But if I don't forgive myself, I will never get better. And I do need to get better. So I love you all, but I definitely don't know how. I love Katie, and she's the first person I'm going to learn how to love well. I will learn to convey the love that I have for everyone when I get there. First, I'm learning how to convey the love that I have to Katie and communicate that in a healthy fashion. And she's learning to do the same with me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to let go. Do you?
No.
Okay, we'll sit here like this. Okay. You want to? You could, if you. I mean, if you're drawing, you do your art. We can let go for now. It's okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. And you do your art, and I'll do my art. Okay. I was born in Kingston on Bennett Street. Sweet Sandman. I think you told me that last time, didn't you? Gotcha, says Bun B. Thank you. I am 82 messages behind, so give me a minute here. Don't need to explain. It's okay. Thank you, Chloe. I explain for my own social therapy. I explain for my own. I explain because it helps me. And I also explain because there's a lot of people out there that I don't owe an explanation, but I value their relationship very much. And without an explanation, they will not trust me again. And that is very valuable to me for many reasons that they do. Many reasons, both personal and business. Because I do value that they see I am a good person, a good human, not just for the sake of a paycheck. Money matters. I finally know that. I matter too. I know that. Both matter. Together. That's it. But I'm not a business. And so I did say to Josh today, I said to him, this was a private conversation, but I was very serious, and I'm going to say it to every one of you, which is why I'm saying it, because I want every one of you to know this. I said this to him. I said, I love you. I've been there for you. I have done everything I can. Now you got to live your own life. But if you ever call me a business ever again, I will never talk to you for the rest of my life. And I will say that to every one of you because I love you and I want you to know how serious I take myself. I am not a business. I am a human. Thank you for the shared library, Kate. I will take a look at your art when I have a minute. No, it's okay.
Oh, I didn't share anything.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, well, I got a notification about a shared library.
Okay.
That's okay. So, yeah, I'm not a business. Don't treat me like one. I don't see you as one. No matter, let them try to convince you. Don't be dumb enough to believe stupid things. Look at me. And look at yourself. Go right now. I want you to take a pause. 65 people in here. Go look in the mirror. I know you love yourself if you're in this if you're sticking in this broadcast right now, you obviously love yourself on some level. Do yourself a favor and go look in the mirror. I'm looking in the mirror right now. I'm looking at myself. Go look at yourself and know that you see love. Remind yourself right now, real quick. Because sometimes people think that because I'm talking about me, that I don't care about them. It's your job to care about you. Go look at yourself real quick. Take a step away. It's important. Self-love. Give yourself a hug. Look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, I like what I see. I did one of those tonight. I like what I see. I'm proud of what I see. I worked so hard for what I see. And I bet you did too. It ain't just a pep talk, it's the truth. Own it. Don't let anyone take it from you anymore. Nobody's going to take it from me anymore. They will always try. Don't let them. I like the hat. Thank you very much, Stacy. Thanks, man, says Bumby. Always. Sandman says, best way to get along better. Don't see each other as much. I'm married 38 years. It's all good. Everybody's relationship is different. Katie and I would love to have a relationship where we can be very close. We would like to be a unit. That's how we like to operate. And I use those words like military or business, but I don't mean them that way. It's just those are the words that I use. They're operative words. They're words that I have to explain what I'm trying to say. Assyria. Marcos El Jefe, welcome on. How are you? She says, I'm sorry. I thought you said that. My mistake. Stacey, you're good. You didn't do nothing? You go to jail? I have not. Have you? I smacked my woman one night. I was drunk. Didn't know I did it. Oh, wow. I bet you pay for that one. I hope you pay for that one. That's how we get better. Wait, you hit a woman? Stacy. Oh, she don't know. Stacy ain't been around. That's okay. Check anywhere on the internet. We went viral for that. Not exactly the thing we would have liked to have gone viral for. There's no video of it. It didn't actually have there's no like that, but I admitted it. I'm admitting it. That's the only reason people even know is because I talk about it. And I talk about it openly because they're my mistakes and I want to own them. And sometimes I have to say them more than once for me to work through it. It didn't happen extra. It's just I have to talk it through to get through it. RNCIV says, I'm confused. I've been hit before, says Chloe. I'm sorry to hear that. It's never appropriate. If there's anything you can do to try and help, don't exonerate your attacker, obviously, but to forgive them is I'm letting you know that I'm for how much I've been through is why it happened. I've been so confused my whole life and I've made so many mistakes, but I've also had so much done to me on a disgustingly traumatic level. And even people are just lying to me now. Literally I have people with legitimate financial wealth who are just lying to my face. And if they're watching this right now, you're not one of them. I'm just saying, I'm going to let you know that you do not have financial wealth if you are thinking I'm talking about you right now and you're watching this, because the people I'm talking about don't watch this. They don't do social media at all for the most part, but they're too old for that. It just makes me so it's all good. It's all good. It's just I've been through a lot and it doesn't make an excuse for my behavior, but it doesn't make me a bad human being. It's that I have just crumbled to the ground, and then it's like when Katie looks to me for things and I just have so much on my plate and I'm really trying to handle everything and I don't know what to do. And then I know that she could be trying harder and then she doesn't. And then we end up getting in a fight over it. And then it's just so much because I have so much on my shoulders. But I took this on. I said yes to this. So that's it. There's nothing else. So what we've been doing to pretty much negate any negative behavior or us fighting and things like that is all I could work from 6 a.m. to midnight, and it's not mania. It is I'm that driven. And I've also built up that stamina. It's also about building up stamina. I have drive, I have stamina, I have love, I have habitual behavior. I've built a habit to be able to do that. I've also built a habit to be able to talk this much, and it's useful. And so I built up that habit. And when Katie is tired at 6 o'clock, I can't get mad at her for that. I just have to realize I've been doing this a hell of a lot longer than she has. I've been staying up. I've never been a sleeping person. Even when I was a kid, I didn't really sleep all that long. I remember my pop used to take me for naps and I didn't want to. I had no interest. I would just lay there and I had to pretend like I was sleeping or I would get punished. So that's what I did. I just pretend I was asleep. And I feel like that's what I've been doing my whole adulthood until now, pretending that I'm asleep because I'm afraid of getting punished. And I'm not afraid of getting punished for being myself anymore. I know I'm going to be punished for some stuff bad that I did. Bring it on. Can't last forever. Nobody's going to kill me. I don't even know. Maybe I go to jail for a little while. Maybe I owe a fine. Maybe someone sues me. I mean, it's all going to happen. That's life. I'm just not going to run away from it anymore because I'm not asleep. I'm awake and I'm ready and I'm excited for life. And there's no amount of someone trying to scare their truth into me that's going to get me to shut up. I'll quiet down and I'll be more careful with my words. But I'm thankful for those reproofings. I don't see them as a threat or something that's going to shut me up. I see them as an opportunity to tell the truth better, to be more eloquent with how I speak. It's the only opportunity I see in someone trying to hurt me. and I don't see a fearful situation. I see an opportunity to learn, and that's it, including jail, which I don't go after, obviously. But if I end up there because of past behavior, then, that's my truth. I own that, and I'm willing to face that. That's love. I'm okay. I think to myself, I'm like, if I go to jail and I've already found this love in my heart, like I'm okay. Obviously, guys in jail probably will not be okay with the fact that I hit a woman. And then also mixed with all the rest of the history, a lot of people are going to be mad, and I might die. I might actually die. But for me, it's like I'm going to do everything I can to try and help people see that I've changed. And if they believe me, and they might, they're going to be really interested in trying to figure out how the heck I did it, because they're going to be like, bro, I don't want to be this way anymore. How did you do it? Like, you were literally, like, people were calling you a scam artist, and you hit your girlfriend, and now you're the most honest man, and you have an extremely loving relationship. How'd you do it? And people are going to try to pay for that knowledge. But guys, I'm already trying to give it to you for free. I will not charge you for it. That's just not who I am. I don't have a program to sell. It's just it costs too much. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. I'm here for the little people like me. That's what I'm here for. So in my country, this is normal behavior. See, but normal is not always, that might be average, but it's not normal. Normal people don't hit people. Average people might hit people, but normal people don't hit people. That's my opinion. I've never been hit before, and if I was, I'd kick his butt. So Stacy, I don't think a woman like you would get hit. I don't think a woman like you would get hit. It depends on your level of confidence. It depends on your level of honesty. And I'm just an honest guy. Is that what she decided or you decided? What are we talking about? RNCIV. I'm 80 comments behind. Question, did you learn anything from that? Absolutely. That I have acted like a complete scumbag, and that I was willing to hurt someone over everything, and just to ignore love, to ignore love, even when love didn't come to me in a fashion of communication that was honest. I said, because it was dishonest, it wasn't love. Sometimes people are dishonest even when they love you, because they don't know how to love you better, because they're afraid. Bella canceled. Please don't block me. You're fine right now. Why did I hit Kate? Well, I talked about that already. I'm not one of the haters, but I'm not into men hitting women. Well, I'm not into women hitting men either. I'm not into anybody hitting anybody. I'm not into that at all. Now, war, I can't speak for war. I can't speak for whether or not a fight is justified sometimes. I'm letting you know that I'm not into it. I'm letting you know that I don't want to be that human being. I am, to a degree. I'm not hitting Kate anymore, but like, if somebody gave me real problems, they probably wouldn't live. Like, if someone pulled a gun on me, it'd be dumb on them, not dumb on me. I know that people are going to doubt me. That's fine. But I'd like to be the guy. That when someone if someone ever did that, that I'd be able to just put my hands down and say, do it. Go ahead. Do what you got to do. I don't have time for this. I'm either going to move on with my day. I'm not giving you my money in my pockets. You want to beat me up. You want to do whatever. You think that makes you a better person. Do what you got to do. But you're just burning a greater bridge for yourself. It's not my problem. And if I have to defend myself, then I guess that's what I do. I don't know, right? I'm making a scenario. It's not even real. Why am I doing that? Because like I'm high on my own supply right now. I'm feeling so good. I'm so happy. I'm looking at the platforms and I'm just seeing things grow. and there's no drama involved. It's finally happened. I've worked so hard for this. So excuse me if I'm still a little delusional. I'm still coming down from the high. I'm like, things are good. I earned this. Katie earned this. We earned to start our relationship free of all the craziness. We earned that. We're earning that day by day, and we'll have to earn it the rest of our lives. We never stop. You never stop earning freedom. Liberties are provided, but freedom can be rather tricky. What about women hitting men? Says Chloe. Thank you. Nope, no way, not unless it's self-defense. Exactly. And Katie and I actually, believe it or not, when I hit Katie, it was in self-defense. It was. I'm telling you the truth. It was. It was self-defense for me. In my brain, it was self-defense, which makes it it was self-defense. It was, I built this. This is my kingdom. This is what I'm trying to do. I feel like you're attacking what I have and who I am. Like when someone attacks my platform, it feels like they're attacking me. It really does. Because or when people lie to you, it hurts me genuinely at my deepest core, because this is so real to me. You guys are so real to me, maybe more real than I should treat it, right? I need to start building those boundaries. I got sucked into the screen. That's hard for me, but I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. And when Katie would throw digs at me, it was in self-defense. But just because we're defending something about ourselves doesn't mean we're defending the right thing. So like for me with Katie, it's defending my pride, right? Defending pride. Katie, when she would take digs at me that she knows get to my soul, when she destroys me, when she hits me in her way, and trust me, oh, it's the same beating. It's just defending pride. And we're learning how to not defend our pride anymore and start defending each other and loving each other. Nope, no way, no, it's just self-defense because she lied, I guess. No, yeah, like I said, there's a whole lot more to it. You guys, there's so much of this story that you don't know. And I just want you to know that that's okay. Okay? But you don't have to know the whole story to see the full picture. Look at my face and know that you don't see Katie's. Those are two very good things right now for everyone. How I look and how I am, and then knowing that Katie is maintaining a private setting for her to heal. No, I will not. You can't hit people for lying. I agree. I should not have been constantly abused and battered emotionally and psychologically for the past 4 years, just simply because I didn't have a fight with a bear. And I broke promises that I made because I wasn't able to keep them, and I was unreliable. But that made me a liar on accident. I was just overconfident. But I was battered and beaten for years psychologically. A lot of you saw just how much abuse entered my comments. You can deny it all day, but you remember my 18 hours a day of constant abuse that I intentionally endured so that I could get to this moment right here. You can call me crazy all day long, or you can finally realize how driven I am and that you will never stop me because you don't know who I am or what's inside me and how much I can handle. You don't know how much I can take. And I don't know how much you can take. But I also know how much you can give. I also don't know how much you can give. So don't keep trying to take from me what's mine, because I will never give it up. But realize I'm not trying to take from you what's yours. I'm not. And just because you don't have as much as I do doesn't give you a right to come pillage my village like a criminal. It also doesn't give you a right to try and take over my kingdom because you say you're better than me. And last but not least, it does not give you permission to, like a bohemian, try and step into my culture and permeate it with your unhealthy social diseases of narcissism and pride. No, tall turtle. I would never. No, not like a hit like that. No, absolutely not. I would never hit Katie. Okay, that's not true. If things got worse, absolutely. I would punch someone in the face. And Katie's not getting worse, so we don't need to acknowledge that potential existence. But we're also going to block Tall Turtle because he's always problems. I wish we could like comments. Thank you, Bundy. One day, send it into Twitter. Let me screenshot that. I will send that in. I will send that in for you. You were accidentally on screen for a second. Just letting you know. I was screenshotting something. We want to put down our guard, but I think a lot of people in the chat are afraid of getting blocked. They should be. You should be afraid of getting blocked. If you have a reason to get blocked, you should be afraid of getting blocked. And I'm the one that decides whether or not you have a reason to get blocked in my broadcast. So you should probably just try to be yourself and count on me to know what's going on. Not hating, it's your broadcast. Appreciate you. I think you turn the comments off. No, Callie, I'm just talking that much. I need to let it out. My rules, I think we're good. Yeah. All right. Bye, Balchin. I hope so. I'm not here to hate, but I will speak my mind on the abuse. Callie, you have an opportunity to try to, but if you try throwing your opinion in my direction in an aggressive way, you will get blocked. He didn't turn comments off. He's just not reading them, I guess. Oh, yeah, I'm not. I've just been talking. There's never a reason to hit a woman, even if they lied. I hope you learned. Yes, Stacy. Thank you. I did. You don't got to beat a dead horse. Okay. Where are we at? Did you talk to a child? No. What do you mean? Like, no, recently. I grew up with kids. I grew up around kids. Sweet Beanie. Thank you very much, Vicky. Okay, where are we at? Dear Heatworth. Welcome on. If she makes you that angry, take time apart. We are. I'm separating her from a certain part of my life. And that's where you guys exist. That's what I'm doing right now. That's the only thing I need to do. Things have changed astronomically in a very positive way since making that choice. It's only been 2 days. Like this is the difference. And as I think Katie has a lot of growing and learning to do. And then when she's ready for the screen, then I think she'll be on it with us, but not until then. And I keep my hat on because I need a haircut really bad. Okay. Klavaya Wapka. Nietros. Katie is really annoying, isn't she? No, I don't appreciate that comment. Scope is not going all over the place. I'm very aware of that, thank you. Just because people don't understand me doesn't mean I'm all over the place. Is she off screen because she's bruised? Well, you found that out. No, she's not. She ended up on screen on accident there. I'm sad she's terrified of you. And I'm sad that you are a controlling, narcissistic, middle-aged woman, like most of the women who continue to try and come at me. When I don't know what their reasoning is, but it's like I think here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that the women who are so abusive, like Stacy, so abusive. That is abusive. That comment is abusive. And she knows it. Maybe you don't, but I do. I do. And she's willing to throw that abuse because she was abused that bad and she became the abuser. That's what happened. She is a victim, but that victim thought the only way she could stop being a victim was become an abuser. And I think that's where a lot of women stand today, is that men would not stop abusing them. And so they learned that, not learned, but they assumed that if they stood in a corner and lied and tried to seduce or whatever it might be, that then all of a sudden, it would subdue a man and then they're okay. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. I'm not a man you need to be afraid of. I'm not. Now, as far as your comments, let them incite fear. Let the haters try to tell you should be afraid of me. Guys, if you're just being yourself and you're not being some crazy dude or great crazy girl or crazy person trying to control my life in some fashion, then I probably won't block you because I'm not the one that's paranoid and I'm not the one who has control freak. I'm just the guy on weekly billionaire side hustles. That's live me and hashtag roundup and everything telling me to go do my thing. As the hashtag was billionaire side hustles. Hashtag PPs. So yeah, that's where I stand. Is that as you see a whole lot of blocks? Absolutely, because there's that many psychos out there. There really are that many crazy people out there. That shouldn't make you afraid. Do not be afraid. Just know that as long as you mind your own business and make sure they stay out of yours, they cannot hurt you. They can try to defame your name, but as long as you speak your truth will always rise above their lies. Always. So that's all I'm going to tell you. Does my grandmother live in Rochester? I have no idea, Robbie. I don't know. I don't know. Nope. Nope. Hey, Kate, are my days numbered with you? Somebody just said my days are numbered with you. Wouldn't you be the one to decide that?
Yeah.
Unless things got worse, which they're not, they're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So can you let me know, are my days, can we even number our days? We're together until, I mean, there is no end, is there?
I don't think so.
We believe in some sort of heaven of some sort that comes after the end of this life. Hopefully. We don't really know. It's a nice hope we work on. So we really couldn't number our days because we don't know. And if you say my days are numbered, I mean, if you have that number, let me know. But I'm letting you know we don't have that number. And considering Caitlin is in control of herself, she's in control of that number. And she's telling me it ain't numbered, so I ain't worried about no numbers. Because I don't worry about numbers. I tell the truth, I don't worry about numbers. That's why you see them blocks. That's why there's only 40 people and 500 somewhere else. Because I ain't in it for the numbers. I always told you that. I've been telling you that from day one. You've heard me say that from day one. Guys, I've been telling you the truth from the beginning about myself. I hope you're finally coming to see it's true. Because as I sit here with 45 people in here and however many hundred somewhere else, it is actually because I don't care about numbers. Because they're numbers. I care about human beings. And when a human being can't be healthy enough to have a conversation with me, I'm not going to let them have a conversation with me. And I'm not going to glaze over the comment because subliminal messaging is a very real thing. And as I sit here talking to myself, you look us sound weird, da da da, is going to the back of my brain. That's not healthy for me. So I'm going to have to keep staying vigilant. Hello, muy bello. What does muy bello mean? I don't know what that means. But hello. Is Kato's K? Is this live? Robbie, yes, it's live. And yes, Kate is doing well. You must be reading YouTube comments. We are not on YouTube. Hi, London. We are only live on Periscope right now. Yes, it's pre-recorded. We're on Periscope. It can't be pre-recorded. I'm live. You see what I mean? I feel like you are a millionaire, brother, says Vanilla Sky. Hello. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not. Maybe in my heart. But Buzz in the house. Good. How are you, Buzz? Good to see you. Love Pink. Welcome on. Good to see you. Not seeing any comments. Says go for hockey. I'm here. I'd say, whoa. Okay. Are you real? You are real to us. Well, whoever, I am real to you. I appreciate that. Oh my God. Bella, here's what I'm going to say. I saw you try to call in earlier, so I'm going to appreciate you. I'm going to let you know. Yes, Bella, also understand that physical size does not decide someone's strength. You and most people most definitely do not recognize Katie's power over me. You do not recognize the tenderness and the vulnerability that I share with Caitlin in my heart that no one else on this planet will ever see until they rot in their body, like till you die. You will never know how much I give Kate. There is so much to me. Depths of the ocean. And so, as I sit here and I got haters screenshotting all this and me smiling as I read this, let them screenshot it. Because what do I know? I know that the kids are going to save me. I know that the children are going to see this. And they're going to end up on Periscope, and y'all are going to have to deal with censorship. When kids come to Periscope and they won't stop coming, guess what Periscope's going to do? It's going to grow. It's going to adapt. And then, or it's going to die. I don't know which one of those it is. But whatever the case is, if children don't belong here, then people should probably stop showing negative things in a place where children are, or they're going to come to Periscope, and that's their fault, not mine. And I'm not going to take responsibility for that anymore. It's not my fault. What somebody else does. I can't control other people. So that's it. But as far as Kate being small, she is. But she has such a key to my heart. And every word she says cuts like a knife when, she takes her tiny little piece of herself and decides to throw it at me. And even if she has so little power, you need to realize that I'm leveling the playing field by my heart being as open as it is. And so even if she seems like she has so little power, I'm so little inside. Like I have an ocean of me, but like my heart, I'm so tiny as a human being. I really am. I'm so meek. And so when I open myself up to Kate, even just that little bit is very, very destructive to me. And that matters. And you don't get to say just because I'm physically big, or just because I talk a big game, or because I'm confident, or that because of my gender, that means that I'm any less vulnerable or tender, or that I have feelings, because those things are all very real for me, and I do have those, and they do matter. And just because I'm a heterosexual male does not give you an excuse to invalidate me and say that every other race, gender, and religion is valid, but the existence of James Saroka is not allowed because he's honest with himself. You don't get to revoke that permission. Nobody does. And if they do, it's a crime, because they would have to kill me. And I'm pretty sure that's a crime. That would end someone's life. You spend a lot of time together. If I were with my boyfriend 24/7, one of us would be dead. We're finding a way. We want this so bad. We want to be together like as much as we can so bad. And we don't even know why necessarily. It's just so enjoyable to be around each other. Even when we're fighting. Like legit, it's the freak. Can I explain? Can I say this to them? Or no? Like even when bad, crazy stuff was going on, we were both happy. I'm not kidding. Katie, can you attest to that with your own voice?
Yeah,
The,
we were happy.
the smile? The freaky smile you had that you would not admit to until later?
Yeah.
Smiling. Obviously that upset. I'm like, why are you smiling? What are you doing? And I realized it's from abuse. Both of us have been so abused that we were enjoying abusing one another and actually enjoying it. That is so sadistic. It's sick. But guys, I want you to know that I'm saying this because I know that there are some of you out there experiencing this. I know that. I know that there's some of you out there that are abusing somebody and you're enjoying it, and that's sick. Or you're out there and you're enjoying the abuse that you're receiving, and that's sick. Guys, that requires help. You need help. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to run to a professional, but if you can't handle it yourself, don't keep lying to yourself about it. Go get help. Go get help if you have to get help. The reason Katie and I don't need external influence on our relationship is because we have the intellectual ability to step aside from one another and regroup. We have the ability to regroup. Okay? Not everybody's going to have that. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you incapable or incompetent. It means that you have so much pressure on you that you can't handle it. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. Go get help. I'm not trying to set an example for people and say that you should just try to figure it out yourself, because we're not figuring out just ourselves. We have ourselves. We have each other. We're both extremely intelligent. We have all of you. We have Google. We constantly do research on our relationship, on our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. How do we continue to improve? 24/7, guys, we're working on something. Even when we're sleeping, we're bonding, we're cuddling when we sleep. We are constantly working on things. That is the only way a couple like us are making it through. Do not think because you cannot do what we are doing that you are less, and do not think that simply because we're doing it that you can. Right now. Take some time, regroup, take some space. All these things you see people say in the comments, take that advice for yourself too, if it applies to you. But just because it doesn't apply to me, doesn't mean it doesn't apply to you. Just because it doesn't apply to me and Kate, doesn't mean it doesn't apply to your relationship. And if it does, you take that advice, because it is advice that we don't need, but we greatly appreciate people offering it because they're reaching out. They're trying to help. That means a lot to the both of us. So thank you. And Katie's nodding her head yes, and she's getting emotional. Very positive emotional. It's love. It's straight up love. Real men don't hit ladies. Remember that. Real men don't. Real men aren't. What's the word? Being sexist, aren't sexist and saying that real men don't hit women. They're saying people shouldn't hit people in any other reason than self-defense. My thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I find out in the future that I'm wrong about that. I mean, we do go to war. Our country definitely goes to war to take over land sometimes. for themselves or to get oil or whatever it might be. Is it always wrong? I actually don't know, and I'm letting you know I'm not some peacemaking hippie, and I'm also not some capitalist. I am a guy that admits that I don't know everything that's going on. As I learn more of what's going on, my stances will change. The things that I'm saying right now are going to be different in the future. I don't know how different, but based on how much they've changed in the past 5 years, they may be radically different than they were, right now. What they are 5 years from now may be radically different than what I'm saying right now. And for those of you that can't keep up, that's okay. I forgive you. Just understand that when you hate me for it, that's going to be on you. It's not going to be on me because I'm busy changing my life. We're busy making better choices. We're occupied. We're not busy anymore. We're occupied. I had some support. I had minimal support for the amount of human being that I am. I did have a very minimal amount of support. Yes, I will acknowledge that. Okay. I am no longer abusing Katie. Katie, am I abusing you? Can you tell them?
Mhm.
Am I abusing you?
No.
You're not abusing me either. You're welcome because it goes both ways. We've been bad to each other. Katie says, yes, it has. We've been bad to each other. Your words will not change the truth. You're just going to have to face the facts that women can't be exonerated for their crimes because they're women. That's, just sexist. I'm not exonerated. I'm owning my stuff, and so is Katie. But she needs a lot of time to own her stuff because she's been lied to for a really long time. She's been given every permission to make excuses for herself, so she's gonna need some time. I don't want your kingdom. I come in peace. Good stuff. Good stuff. I just remember seeing you on here a few years ago. Been a while. Welcome on, Guitar Hero. That's where my brain goes. I played that when I was younger. Welcome on, Guitar Guy. Does Kate ever rewatch the broadcasts or TikToks? She's here in real life with us. She used to watch all the comments. That's part of why she's stepping away. She doesn't want that toxicity in her brain. I don't want that toxicity in my brain either, but I genuinely believe I can find a way to do this and get the negativity out that it doesn't come in at all. I don't know what that looks like, but I feel like I'm a part of that movement. And maybe these platforms over the next decade come out with new stuff and new filters and whatnot. But like, I'm the pioneer here. I'm going to be a part of it. And if that means I have to take on a hell of a lot of crap for a real long time and it messes me up a little bit, it's going to mess me up less and less as time goes forward. And that's the important part. But I'm willing to take 25% damage so I can live a 75% life rather than hide on level 1 at the beginning of the level, never live, and then when the power finally goes out because the generator runs out, what do I have to say for myself? Nothing, because I'm dead anyway. So I'm just gonna live at 75. I'll take those hits. Maybe I have 1 life left instead of 3. At least I have 1. I'll take it. Do you know where you and Kate are going? We're working on that. I don't see all these comments. Strange. I don't know. You look like a very slow Monchichi doll. I don't know what a Monchichi doll is, but that was supposed to be funny. When will Kate be ready to come back on Scope? That is most definitely a question that only time will tell. That I can't decide that. I'm not deciding that. We are truly living at the cusp of what we do. That's what people are coming to see, is we truly are the cutting edge of this. We are. Truly, we are. So we actually don't know. We genuinely don't know. There's no time frame. There's no set anything. People say, well, what's your 5-year plan? How am I supposed to have a 5-year plan for something that nobody understands yet? I'm willing to let my life look pretty chaotic while the platforms get their act together. I'm willing to do that while this stuff gets organized and live within the boundaries of it as I learn how to build. I'm just learning to not take a step back, but take a step sideways into different areas of life where, how do I say this? In the different areas of life where we can be more proactive and productive, and where the law applies to, not the law applies to us, but like the law applies to everyone. The law should apply to everyone, but realistically, there's a lot of people that get away with crimes on here. Like even the people screenshotting all the block broadcasters and then putting it somewhere, it's a crime. That's committing a crime. They're intentionally defamating my character. That's actually considered a crime. Like you cannot go on the street and just look at someone and point at them and call them a pedophile or a scammer or psychotic. You can't do that legally. It is illegal. But because they're doing it on the internet, they're getting away with it. So we're looking to delve into different parts of life where criminals cannot get away with their crimes. So we are free from criminals is what we're looking to find parts of life that we can earn money and live a life and make friends where criminals cannot step into that, where criminals will most definitely get arrested if they commit crimes. Okay, that's great. You and 14 million other people. Okay, hey, I'm back. Bumby, welcome on. Only if you get caught, it's a crime. It's a crime in your own mind. It's a crime against your own humanity and a crime against the rest of humanity. It's not only a crime if you're caught. You can commit a crime against humanity. Guys, the laws that we have in our country have a lot to do with our humanity. It's protections for our humanity. And people are treating it like it's, should go away. If you want to give up your freedoms, feel free. But all you're doing is abusing humanity and calling yourself humane. It's humane to put a person down. Are you crazy? I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but like people are saying that I should be put down. You call that humane? You don't know me. Like, okay, if there was one human being in this whole world that I gave permission to euthanize me, it'd be Kate. And even right now, I'd be like, nah, you don't know me well enough. Nope. Nope. Nobody else has permission to pull that trigger. Nobody else has permission to inject that needle. Nobody else has permission to put around that noose or anything of the sort. You don't. And when you feel the right to give yourself permission to do that, that just makes you a psychopath. It doesn't make you anything but crazy. So that's where I stand. And as far as the death penalty and things like that, when it comes to crimes, I don't have a say in other people's demise. And I refuse to have a say in other people's demise unless, it's tasked to me. I'm not going to take it on for myself because I'm trying to figure out my own life. There are jobs to do that. It's not my job. And it is there are people out there who it is their job to make sure that I stay behaving well. Periscope's job. When I'm on Periscope, it is Periscope's job. When I don't behave well, Periscope shuts me down. That's Periscope's job. It is not anybody else's job. And when they try to make it their job, they're not trying to make it their job. They're just trying to make money. They're trying to get attention. They're not actually trying to do the right thing. They're not. I know that. I don't think that. I know it. So trust what you know. Nothing about me. Nothing about them. Trust what I know. Everything about me. A whole lot about them. Because they're very similar to me. But we're not identical. We're not. They're the ones that have ever had every opportunity just like I did. And do. But they said no to every opportunity until they were 50. And now they're 50. And they're very messed up. And they think that now, after wasting half of their life and committing to nothing but miserable behavior and acting and behaving completely psychotic, that they're going to make a difference of some kind of in a positive way. They're just trying to relive their childhood. Like, bro, it's over. You messed it up. That's on you. Nobody else is going to ruin my childhood. I had a minimally decent childhood. And I'm a decent man. And I'm going to stay that way. I'm not going to become a good man. And I'm not going to become a bad man. I'm going to remain a decent man until the day that I'm laid to rest. Because that's who I am. And all the indecent men out there exposing themselves, well, they pretend they're exposing me. There's nothing to expose about me. I'm very plain. I'm very simple. I'm very honest. And I'm not nearly as angry as I used to be. But I am smart enough to get rid of people who don't have something good to say. Something decent to say. And I'm smart enough to keep around the people that do. You're Conor McGregor's cousin. No, I'm not Conor McGregor's cousin. It's okay in my country, but I don't do. I don't think Anderson's the same. You have nice teeth. Thank you, Tracer. Appreciate you. Don't smoke, kids. It's all good. Enmeshment. What is that, Burks girl? Enmeshment. Yes, Charlene is my biological relative. She is not my sister. We are biologically related. I do not identify as Charlene's brother. And in such, I also do not call her my sister. That does not mean I am disowning my family. They are not my family. Caitlin is the closest thing I've ever had to family in my whole life. Even before I was taken from my biological family. So, what is it that I do? I live my life, and I make an effort to bring others along. All right, Bella is literally using abuse to look for attention, so we're gonna block her, and we're also gonna block misbehaving because her name is misbehaving, and she also put a 666 in her username as well as a 1 and a 2 to equal a 3, which is half of 6. Because these people are so crazy, they're literally using numerology and cryptology. Oh my gosh, guys, it's not real. It's not real. Tenor, I am scoping. Welcome on. So I've watched you since the beginning and always been unclear about your actual purpose. I'm not looking for a purpose anymore. My purpose is to exist. I'd like to stay alive. It's a good start. If I continued down a path where I looked for a purpose, I wouldn't be alive anymore. Yeah, I just haven't caught up to the comments. Thank you, Yogi Danny. Organ harvesting is big business. Oh, God. Well, I'm not here talking about that. Never knew he was back on scope. Okay, here we go. With the constant gaslighting. This is Livey just speaking right now. Thank you, Chloe. Chloe, are you the one that we talked? Did I talk to you? Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm following you. You know why Chloe's being nice? Because I talked to her. We had a human conversation. I'm noticing that people that I have a conversation with will not buy the crap. They will not believe the lies. Because they're like, oh, okay, he's human. We're good. Yeah, I am. You might have forgot for a minute, but as you see here, you see a screen. I get that. On the other end of that is flesh and blood. You know, I exist. You should treat me as such. I do treat you as though you do. And me blocking you doesn't mean you stop existing. It just means I don't want to hear your voice anymore. That's my prerogative. Tweets dog, welcome on. How you doing? Who we getting rid of, boss? Nobody. I ain't no boss. I ain't no boss. Thank you for the follow. You'll be fine, bro. Say, Marcos, that's right. I will be. I'm good. I'm enjoying. This is therapy for me. This is very healthy for me. Okay. I appreciate you being here. What is your purpose, content-wise, other than having to defend yourself against middle-aged women? It's not. I'm just living my life. Seriously, content-wise, I don't know yet. I'm not there yet. I got to work through all my trauma first. I'm not giving content until I work through all my problems. I mean, I will. I'm giving some content. I got content other places. This is content for some people. We're getting there day by day. He goes, "You need Jesus, Papa." I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. That's nice. Is Kate doing okay now? Yeah, she's good. Well, she was good earlier. She was getting emotional for a positive reason. Am I accurate on that? It was positive, like cry. She was like,
I wasn't like getting ready to cry or anything. It was just like good feels.
it was good feels, a lot of good feels. You good now, Kate? Chloe's asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's good. We're working on it. We're both very toxic. We're both working on it though. You answered my question. I didn't realize you were behind the comments. Oh, okay. Tweet Talk says, I'm looking forward to the content where everybody lets the content happen. That is the truth. Here's the thing, Tweet Dog. I look forward to that too. It starts with this right here, where I let everything happen. As I start to let everything happen, everyone else begins to let everything happen too. They want it to happen. They do. They're just confused and they think that they want it to go their way. They don't. Everyone's going to be much happier when it goes my way. Because when it goes my way, it goes our way, meaning me and Kate. And when it goes our way with me and Kate, it goes our way, everyone else included. Woohoo is right. That's good, says Chloe. It is. So on that note, I have to pee so bad. It was great talking with you guys. Thank you very much for letting me do most of the talking. This is very good for me, very helpful. And I hope that you derive something positive from it. And I will be seeing you very soon. Mental health awareness seems to be a reoccurring theme. It is on accident, only because that's what I'm working through. And our platform and our content and all that stuff will shift as time moves forward, to focus on other parts of our life. As our mental health becomes better and things get into a good place, we probably won't talk about mental health all that much. It'll turn to travel, or it'll turn to finances, it'll turn to whatever. Whatever part of our life that we're facing is what we'll share with you. So right now, the paramount thing is our mental health. The next paramount thing is most definitely going to be what's in our pockets. And when that day comes, a lot of people are going to be pissed, because when I first started off, I made money real fast and that pissed off a lot of people. And as soon as our mental health is on a real good track, we are going to start making financial goals with you again. And that's going to piss off a lot of people. And they're just going to have to be pissed and deal with it and not be around then if they don't want to be. But we have goals. And we're setting them right now. So, and we'll all be involved. Can I give you a little advice? I'm always open to hearing advice. Absolutely. Doesn't mean that I'm always going to accept it or allow it to remain in my broadcast, because there are hundreds of people watching this broadcast right now. Even if they're not on here, hundreds. And I try to be very careful about what they see, because I care about their mental health and my mental health. So we might not talk about mental health for the rest of our career, but it'll always be in the forefront. Maybe. I can't guarantee the future. And I also have to pee. So if you want to DM me that advice, I'd appreciate it. I'm peacing out. All right, bye guys. I love you. Thank you so much for being here.